Farmer Producer Organization Chapter 4 Part 5 Business Models Adopted by Early FPOs. In the first decade of farmer producer organization movement in India, as FPOs moved from aggregation into business operations, they naturally experimented with different models. Their choice were rarely driven by textbook theories. Instead, they were shaped by local realities, the type of crops grown, availability of infrastructure, the literacy level of the farmers, the market environment, and access to external support. Field experiences between 2005 and 2012 revealed four broad patterns that early FPOs gravitated towards, each with its own opportunity and limitations. The first and most common was the input supply and service model. In this model, FPOs bulk purchased fertilizers, seeds, pesticides, and sometimes farming equipment and distributed them to members at competitive rates. By pooling input demands, FPOs could negotiate better prices with suppliers and pass on part of the savings to members while retaining a modest margin to cover operational costs. Input supply was attractive because it required lower working capital compared to output aggregation, involved less price risk, and immediately built member loyalty. A survey in 2012 found that nearly 65% of functioning FPOs were actively engaged in input supply services within their first 3 years. The second model was output aggregation and bulk selling. Here, FPOs collected members' harvested produce, aggregated it at a central point, and negotiated sales either to traders, processors, or institutional buyers. Successful examples included Paddy Collective in Andhra Pradesh and Vegetable Group in Tamil Nadu. However, this model involved higher working capital needs, logistical coordination challenges, and greater exposure to price volatility. Many small FPOs, despite sincere efforts, found it difficult to consistently aggregate sufficient volumes to influence buyers' behavior meaningfully. A third model that emerged slowly was primary processing and value addition. FPOs involved in crops like turmeric, pulses, or oilseeds explored basic activities such as cleaning, grading, milling, or simple branding. While the margin was higher compared to pure aggregation, the investment requirements in machinery, processing units, compliance certifications were also steeper. Only about 15 to 20% of early FPOs ventured into primary processing by 2012, according to the field studies. A fourth model, less common but growing in importance, was contract farming facilitation. Some FPOs, particularly those working with aggregators for private companies seeking contract cultivation, by organizing production planning, input supply, and output aggregation, FPOs could negotiate better contract terms for their members. However, this model raised challenges of contract enforcement, quality standard maintenance, and sometimes tension between members' autonomy and company requirements. Each model carried different risk and return profiles. Some FPOs combined two or more approaches over time, adapting to the market conditions and their internal strengths. The diversity of business models reflected an important reality. There was no single formula for FPO success. What mattered was ability to understand local opportunity, manage risks, and evolve business operations pragmatically rather than chasing theoretical ideals. Thank you.